Hey everyone, what is going on? Welcome back to today's video. In today's video, we're getting into something a little bit different. I had this requested on my stream the other day, and seems how I didn't really have anything to upload today. I decided I was going to make a video on it, and it's going to be a specific video trying to teach you how to control recoil. Now, I've done aim guides, which is kind of, it's a mix of recoil and all this other stuff, but this is going to be everything I think you should build to get specific recoil and sort out your recoil with specific operators. That is going to be the aim of this video. So, firstly, we are going to get into attachments. Attachments is something you need to sort out before you even boot up to practice. And in today's video, we're going to focus on one specific operator, and I'm going to teach you how to like get good with one specific operator and teach yourself how to control their gun. So, I'm going to use an attacker just because it's generally easier. I'll pick someone I haven't used much. I think a prime example of this would most likely be. I'll use the AK-12. We'll use the AK-12 on Ace. Okay, so right here we have attachments. Obviously, I don't barely use Ace, but your scope has nothing to do with recoil, but your flash hider and your grip does. Vertical grip is obviously going to make your recoil more concise, which means it's easier to control. But angled grip is going to give you the ability to aim in faster. So you can teach yourself with either one of these, but if you are going for specific vertical recoil control, take the vertical. If you're going for specific recoil control, take the vertical. And then these are where they really come in the most. As you can see, the flash hider. If you look in the bottom right, there's a recoil pattern there. You want to try and make that as minimal as possible. Compensator, I believe, condenses it and picks it up a little bit more. I think flash hider, yeah, I don't even know what they do, in all honesty. I'm pretty bad with attachments, but if you look down in the bottom corner, I think flash hider brings it to the most condensed recoil, which is what I would want. It's either that or muzzle brake. Compensator's kind of like, I mean, they all say what they do specifically on their gun, like weapon kick. I don't know. Attachments isn't my specialty. If you want an attachment guide, maybe go check something else out. But when I try to elaborate on them, I just look for the best recoil down the bottom, and I think it is muzzle brake, I think. So I'm going to put that on, and then there you go. That's your attachments done. That should give you the easiest controllable recoil you can get. And with that said, then we need to go ahead and figure out your sensitivity. This is something else you can also do before you get into an actual game. Your sensitivity is something that you really need to work on in terms of when you are focusing on recoil control specifically. You need to find a sensitivity that works. Now that I think about it, you want to look at your sensitivity in an actual Terrace Hunt. So let's boot up a Terrace Hunt real quick. I'm pretty sure I can boot this up quick enough due to the Series X, which should be, yeah, the Series X loads it pretty quickly, so I don't think I have to edit the video, but. So we're going to load in, obviously, pick the operator that you're specifically focusing on right now if you're following along with this video, which I would recommend doing. Pick that operator that you want to specifically follow along with, as mine is Ace with the AK-12. So we're going to, as long as my internet's working, we should be loaded in pretty quickly. Yep, there we go. Okay, so sensitivity. Sensitivity, you have your vertical and your horizontal sensitivity. So obviously, the vertical allows you to move side to side, and the vertical allows you to move up and down, horizontal allows you to move side to side. Sorry about that. But so when you're controlling recoil, there is these two factors in your recoil, horizontal and vertical. So a key thing to controlling recoil is you need to be able to control both of these to get the perfect recoil. So let's just have a look at this. Is going to combine with my next point, which is gun practice, but let's have a quick look at how this gun's recoil works out just normally from this distance. So as you can see, it has a little bit of a kick to the right at the start, and then it's just gradually up to the right, I'd say. So if I can, that's not bad. It's not perfect, but that's not bad. I'm going to be completely honest. So if you can manage to get that type of recoil, your sensitivity probably is fine. If you're controlling your gun and it's like this, your sensitivity is probably off. So what I would give as like advice is just go into your sensitivity while you're doing this gun practice thing. I'll go into gun practice a bit more in depth in a second. I just want to get this out of the way. And then just lower it by 5 or increase it by 5 depending on how much your recoil is all over the place. So say I started shooting here on my recoil control and you can see all my recoils to the right. That means I'd probably lower it and then try again. But as you can see, I'm pretty sure this is my sensitivity I've had for ages. I'm pretty confident with it. I'm obviously not standing too far back either. This is just an example, but I can keep it pretty concise, and that means that I'm happy with that, and that means my sensitivity's fine. Now to get into specific gun control. Now I've basically already told you. I'll go get a new wall. I'll stand a bit further back. I basically told you what to do, but gun control is just figuring out guns on specific operators to figure out their recoil. So you stand back, you shoot, and you just see what the gun's recoil is. As we already know, it just drifts up to the right, and it gets increasingly further as you go up, which means just practice controlling that recoil. Mine flicked over to the right a little bit, which means I need to adjust to the right a little bit more. I'm getting shot at now because the terrorists aren't happy that I'm shooting my gun. It's not at them. Okay, get him out of there. And then just keep doing this. Alright, so as you can see at the start, my recoil was a little bit off because I think I was pushing a bit too fast. So I go gradually into it and then keep going. As you can see, it's getting better and better just by simply shooting at this wall and teaching myself how to gun control just by shooting at a wall. It's literally all you have to do. When you feel confident enough that you are shooting concise shots with this current strategy, then you are able to move on to the next strategy, which is going to be implementing this type of recoil control on terrorists. I'm going to have to go start a new terrorist hunt because I'm out of ammo, but I'll cut back to you guys with that next tip in a second. Alright, so we're into a fresh terrorist hunt now. I got my ammo replenished. So as I'm just going to quickly do another demonstration real quick. Once you feel you're confident with your recoil control on the wall, I would 100% recommend doing this recoil control on the wall. It's just a simple strategy to fix your recoil up and try and get it as concise as possible. As you can see, that's pretty good. I had a little bit of a mishap here, but in all honesty, I'd say if you can control that well for the first majority of the bullets, you're going to be fine when you're playing Terrorist Hunt. So now let's implement this into Terrorist Hunt. So Terrorist Hunt, if you didn't know, there's like, 22 enemies, and you just have to kill them. So implementing your recoil control into this is just trying your best to like keep concise recoil when shooting. A good way to do it is to shoot at the body because they take more bullets in the body, which means you have to actually keep control. But teaching yourself this bad crosshair placement can be a negative effect, so I'd say the same for the head. But the main thing you want to focus on, no matter what, is just making sure your recoil is concise. Making sure even after you stop, even after you kill them, another good way you could do it is after you kill them, just keep shooting for a little bit and see if your recoil is still somewhat accurate. As you can see there, mine's completely fine. This is going to train your recoil control, which is the main thing. Recoil control, honestly, it's a key factor, but there's a lot of things, a lot of other aspects in a gunfight that you need to try. Like, the thing that was wrong with that gunfight was my crosshair placement. It wasn't my recoil control at all. Crosshair placement, just positioning in general, there's a lot of other things that come into play other than recoil control in a gunfight. So recoil control is just one aspect. I can do videos on the other aspects that people want, but this was requested, so I thought I'd just give a demonstration. I really don't know the best way to explain it, but you just want to practice keeping concise recoil in gunfights. So obviously when you're versing an actual player, they're probably going to be moving around like this, bloody just built different. They're just gonna hit every shot while doing 360s, and you have to try and keep that concise recoil while moving your gun like this. As you can see, I can't do that, so that means I need practice. And as I said, I picked a gun I don't really know how to use. See, the recoil control there was fine, the crosshair placement was off. Standing still is the easiest. Teaching yourself recoil control while moving is probably something you should work on. So let's have a quick demonstration. So while moving, it's just you have to heavily control down to the right for ace. So let's try it. As you can see, that was a lot better. It's just general practice that you need to put in, and then implementing this against terrorists is the best way to teach yourself for game situations. It's 100% the easiest way I can put it. And these next terrorists, I'll try and shoot moving while keeping concise recoil control. I'll try my best. If they actually want to peek me and not sit behind their... As you can see, I'm keeping it moving, but I'm keeping that recoil at head height while in like aggressive gunfights. That's what we want to do. That means I'm kind of training myself to use this weapon, which means this video is giving you the right ideas, I suppose. That was crosshair placement. Crosshair placement's the reason that fucked up so much. I don't even have much ammo left. I'm about to run out. I'm getting shot at from God knows where. There we go. Movement. There we go. See, we just gotta keep that up. Let me grab some more ammo real quick. Actually, you know what? I don't think it's even worth it. I'm just gonna use my pistol for these last few, and then yeah. The pistol had nothing to do with what I'm explaining, but I hope that kind of like makes sense like teaching yourself these recoil patterns is it's important, but as I said before, there's a lot of other aspects that come into gunfights that you really need to take into consideration, and just teaching yourself those things is incredibly important for just overall better success in gunfights. The main other thing you want to work on is crosshair placement. Crosshair placement is key when you are doing specific when you're in specific gunfights, because people are going to be crouch spamming, people are going to be wide swinging, people are going to be flying around corners, stuff like that. You need to have your crosshair prepared. You need to know your exact positioning to put your crosshair in all of these different situations, so if they arise you can react to that. And then that's another setting where your sensitivity comes in. There's a lot of things to consider when it comes to aiming. As I said, recoil control is something that is important, but it's also something that's like it's only a small. It's probably like half the scale of actual taking gunfights. And the better you can do it, it's easier it will come. But there's still these other things you have to teach yourself as well, which I just want to include in this video. So if you still find yourself not winning gunfights, that's why. But so essentially all you want to do is just teach yourself continually in terrorist hunts like this. I'm gonna die. I just got fucking assaulted from all angles. But you just want to teach yourself everything you can in terrorist hunt before you take it into a game. And I'm not going to show the game in this video, but essentially what you want to do is, after you've done this, I'd recommend jumping into a casual, unless you want to go straight into ranked. If you feel confident enough, go ahead. But jump into a casual and just try and implement everything you've learned with that specific gun on the specific operator in terms of recoil, and then take it into a casual game and try your best to just make it efficient and work. And then if that does work, then that means you've done it right. If it doesn't work, jump back into some terrorist hunt. Just keep working on it until you feel confident enough in a casual game to jump into ranked. If you jumped into ranked and it worked first time, then yeah, leave a like on the video. But I think that's enough explaining for me. I'm gonna leave that terrorist hunt. But the final thing I want to touch up on is, after you do all these things, just make sure to practice them. Practice them consistently as much as possible if you are serious about getting better, and it will come with time. I've been playing this game for 4 years and I'm still in Plat 3, so just it's not a quick game to pick up. Obviously there's probably people who are probably way more naturally gifted than me. I'm just an average player who doesn't have a team. That's probably why I'm stuck. But with that said, if you did enjoy this video and you did find it useful, make sure to leave a like, drop a sub and notification bell, and also make sure to come check out my Twitch streams. Links in the description down below. I'd love to see you guys there. Tried my best to explain recoil. I hope I can't remember his name who requested this video, but you're the main reason I made this. I hope it's useful enough for you, my guy. And with that said, if you guys did enjoy, that's good. Just keep practicing. That's the main thing I can give you. Do everything in this video over and over again, and you eventually should gain recoil control confidence in any operator when you teach yourself. Hope you have a good one. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.